When my parents' dog was a puppy, he would run around with reckless abandon. One time he ran so hard that he just like smashed his head straight through a glass window.
That sounds like
No
Hank.
cuts, no cuts, no bruises, no nothing, no glass in eyes, just a broken window and a very happy puppy.
Alrighty, so everyone go ahead and alt over to, let me make sure that everything is coming through clear. Um, yeah, that'll do. Um,
Fungin.
yes, everyone alt over to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And I...
We were talking about this is the most work either of us have put into a character yet, and we're going to be in a
Yeah.
dungeon the whole time.
Wait, who said that? You and who?
Me and Abe.
Ah, yes. It's because I've been continuously bugging Abe about shit. Just like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about this? Hey, what about this? Hey, what about this?
To be fair though, it is really like I like everything with him.
Oh yeah,
I very much so enjoy this character.
absolutely same, and I think it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna play some music. This is the character creation music from Dragon Age Origins. Very lovely ambient deal.
Very good music.
Mm-hmm. So once we've got everyone over here, you can alt over to your tokens if you would like. So allow me to start with I have done a little bit of Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but I've never run the entire thing. However, I fucking love Waterdeep, and that will carry me through most things. We're going to, for those of you who are not with us, that's just Abe. This is going to be a year after our Avernus campaign, so it's the farthest we've been into the timeline up until Brandon decides where to place the long-term thing. Which I believe you said like roughly 15 years, I think.
200, I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of figured. That's why Arthur is not being used. I'm not putting him as a cameo anywhere because I don't want to fuck up his age. So yeah, the way I wanted to do this was I had an intro blurb, and then I have intro vignettes for all of you to sort of introduce your characters, and then we can actually get started with the dungeon next week. But I just wanted to illustrate everyone, who they are, where they come from, and what brings them to the City of Splendors. And to that effect, I need each of you guys to roll me just a flat d20 to decide the order we're going to go in. Okay. Got it. Well, Hasdrith is not going first. All right. So, I have a general overview here. You've already read this, or maybe you haven't, because I I spew text all over the place whenever I run stuff with you guys, but that's just how I do. So, it is the year 1593, Dale Reckoning, the year of the rising stars, as spoken by the wise Sir Orlando. Nearly a century has passed since the famed dragon heist, and the land of Faerun has changed greatly. The return of El Turel, the redemption of the archdevil Zariel, and the ascension of Vecna the Undying King have changed the face of not only the world, but the plains beyond. And yet, despite all of the change, Waterdeep, the City of Splendors, the crown of the North, somehow remains much the same. The picture of the world before the Second Sundering. It is a city locked in time. Famous faces like the infamous novelist Volothamp Goddarm, the wise old wizard Elminster, the surly barkeep Durnan, and even the open lord Leyral Silverhand in her 104th year of rule remain as youthful as ever, their ages frozen by way of magic or divine favor. But even the crown of the north is not safe from change. Chaos brews around the city, from within, without, and even below. As adventurers from every corner of Toril flock to the blue standard of Waterdeep, the legendary dungeon known as the Undermountain prepares to welcome them. Treasures untold, horrors unspoken, and glory unprecedented await those who are capable of braving the depths of Hallister Blackcloak's abyss of insanity. It's in the chat, my dude. There you go. I can't scroll the way down in the chat. What the fuck? Anyway, so we're gonna start with Brandon. So I actually have a thing, and bear with me, I haven't run on Roll20 in quite some time. But I did little pages for everybody. So.
I like the background.
Not all caves of this world are home to bloodthirsty beasts best left forgotten. Some are home to small communities dwarven, gnomish, or a mix of many peoples who find comfort in the embrace of the earth. In such an abode as this, hidden in the foothills of the Sword Mountains, song and supper are oft shared with warmth and love in abundance. The tales of deeds long past are shared with reverence and glee, and all find comfort in this small piece of subterranean paradise. Yet today, the halls are absent of their music and laughter, for it is a day of goodbyes. Passing room to room, a woman clasps hands and trades hugs with people of all walks of life, bidding them the fondest of farewells. In her words given, she feels the depth of their camaraderie going beyond mere friendship. This is a family, a strange cast to be sure, but with the truest of bonds. Aisling, the consort of song and mistress of tales innumerable, a warden of histories and myth, whose words gently command the attention of those around her. A human woman who is anything but ordinary, who walks now to leave her anything but ordinary life, if even for a time. The final passage, the last steps of home, are of course the hardest. You step into a wide cavern where the mouth of the cave makes way for the blinding rays of the rising sun. Light bathes your face and illuminates your path, inviting you to the world beyond. And yet a voice halts you in your tracks. Leaving so soon? You turn about and lay your eyes on a tall elven man, his long auburn hair shimmering in shades of teal and green as it meets the sunlight. His piercing green eyes, green as a vein of jade, meet yours with warmth and grief in equal measure. What do you do?
I'd say a couple decades might pass in the blink of an eye for one such as yourself, but it really is time I get back out there. I won't be gone for so long, though.
He looks at you with... It's a mix of, like, warmth, understanding, but genuine sadness that you are leaving your home. All he says is, "Take care, my love." And he drifts close to you, takes your hand in his, and he leans his head gently against yours.
And she takes a moment that feels like all the moments in the world. And then eventually she takes a step back, gives him one last big, warm, sunny smile, and steps out into the sun.
All right, let me see here. As you leave home to set out on an adventure, you can't help but let out a nervous sigh. Your lips tremble slightly. The excitement soon outpaces the anxiety, however, and a smile crests your face as you journey forth. The trip is but a short jaunt down a rarely traveled road, and soon the gates of Waterdeep, the jewel of the Sword Coast, are within view beneath the starry night sky. Your passage is a blur, and by following the sounds of mirth and merriment, you find yourself at the steps of the beacon of your craft, the legendary Yawning Portal. Its warm lights and aromas welcome you to the stage of your next great work. And that will be all for Aisling. Let's see here. Next up is... Ertos. Great. Emily, if I end up yelling, let me know if I'm too loud, but I probably won't do anything about it.
No, you won't.
So, Ertos Phyland the 7th. Okay, make sure I'm on the right map here. Just on the border of the Sea Ward and the North Ward of Waterdeep, where unbound extravagance fades to quieter generational wealth, a quiet settles over normally bustling Copper Street. Then, like a falcon screeching through the sky, a woman's wailing scream erupts as the door to Phyland Villa is thrown open. "Out! Out, you layabout! You whoremonger! You wastrel!" bellows Lord Phyland as he shoves a young man through the threshold. "I will not have my home, the home of my father's fathers, be sullied by your chicanery! You bring shame on your name, that which you do not deserve." Ertos Phyland the 7th, a leaf on a branch of many-armed tree, being held to the standards of memories beyond his care. A young man with a song on his heart and chains binding him to a legacy he does not wish for. You rise to your feet and dust yourself off, looking your father right in the eyes. What do you do?
I'm gonna reach up, and with my middle finger, I pull my cheek down under my eye and stick my tongue out, and I say, "It's not like I wanted this name, asshole. I see how it is."
You Mock that which we fought for, what we've built our family upon. This is how you would repay me for the history I have given you, the life that you have lived here, this life of comfort and noble bearing.
Slaughtering some monsters, playing hero. It's just so pedantic. I mean, gods, have you ever wanted anything in your life, Father? Like, anything outside of just I don't know, your father's love, I guess, the recognition of your brothers, whatever it is you crave.
It is more important than what I want. It is what we stand for, what our family has always stood for, what you seem to be standing in the way of. I cannot. Your mother is beside herself, and I can barely stand to look at you.
Yes, it's my fault that Mother's upset right now.
Screaming
Sure.
in the background, crying, wailing. You can hear her just, begging him not to make you leave.
Look, why don't you go back inside and be the miser that you always are, and I'll go wax poetic for a day or two and come back, and we'll all just pretend that this never happened, like we always do.
Mark my words, Ertos. You will not be welcomed back into this home until you prove yourself the man that you claim to be. And then he turns about and shuts the door in your face. I'm losing you a little bit.
Ertos just kind of picks himself up off the heels of his feet onto his toes. Jerk, get out from under me. Flips the door off again, and then turns around and starts feeling for his money pouch and goes, well, with that, I think I need a drink.
As you shuffle away from the altercation with your father, the last sight of your home that you see is that of your mother's teary-eyed face in the foyer window. You make it a few streets down, crossing the Trader's Way and the Grand Market of Waterdeep. The hustle and bustle mixes with the still-ringing lecture from your father in your mind, becoming quite overwhelming all at once. As you cross Bazaar Street, you find yourself in the shade of the Great Drunkard, one of the walking statues of Waterdeep, a long dormant image of a sleeping man with a gigantic stone battle-axe resting at his feet. Nestled in this massive statue's lap is Gralkin's Tavern, a favorite locale of yours for the purposes of carousing for its novel location and fine mead. You rest for a moment, taking a breather on a bench just by the drunkard's left big toe, and listen to the distant sounds of chatter and revelry. The stars above glimmer as the night sky takes over, and the warm glows of street lamps fade into the blue above. Peace, for once, in this ocean of confusion and indecision. Peace that is shattered all too soon by a slap on your back, punctuated by loud and boisterous greetings. Young Master Ertos, my dear friend, it's quite unlike you to post up on the outside of a tavern. What ails you, lad? Stepping around into your view is none other than your steadfast companion in romping and pub frolicking, Volathant Goodarm, dubiously famous author, and even more dubiously accomplished wizard. His wiry black beard cannot hide his genuine smile as he offers his hand for a shake. What do you do?
Yes, well, you know, it is another day, another argument with my father, so it looks like I'm on my own for the next one. So until, convinces him to let me back inside.
Oh, that's terrible, that's terrible. You know, I think I agree with you. The best cure for these ails, these woes, is a fine cup of something nice. But I've already overstayed my welcome here at the Gralkin's Tavern. I tell you what, why don't you let me treat you for the occasion? The Yawning Portal is supposedly, as busy as it always is, of course, but hardly something you can turn away, right? Free drinks from Old Man Durnan, surly as he is.
Yes, and it's been a while since we've been to the portal. Maybe the girls will have forgotten me.
Oh, they'll never forget you, my friend. Who could? Volo's meanderings eventually lead you to the grandest of taverns in the grandest of cities, the Yawning Portal, a place you know very well. And that was when I told him, turn me into a frog with a spell, you can barely turn food into shit, you braggart! He finishes, laughing loudly at his own story, as was Volo's way. So, my friend, shall we indulge in the finest the City of Splinters has to offer, bother Durnan for a moment, and wash our worries away in whiskey? Before you stands the Yawning Portal in all its glory, the banners of all the Fandral teams of each ward adorning its roof. The night has just set in, and the sound of inviting revelry echoes from within. Wine and song awaits within the tavern, But is that truly enough this time? Perhaps the only way is to find out and venture within. Okay. Josh, we're gonna have to work on your mic or something because you're like kind of distant at some points.
My internet just sucks.
That's unfortunate.
In particular.
I got most of what you're saying. It's just it can be like a little spotty sometimes. All right.
Plus, I'm having to entertain the cat so she doesn't bite the shit out of me again.
I wonder how many people Brandon can make pee on this map. It's very impressive.
I wasn't gonna call attention to it because you
Well,
were.
you were sending it in chat. We saw you making everyone pee.
Yep. All right.
Very good.
We're gonna move over to Isaac here. Let's see here. All right.
Wow.
Durden Nireneth. From the trackless sea to the west, a mercantile vessel carrying passengers and cargo sails past the walls of the Deepwater Harbor. Flying the flag of Luskan, this ship serves as the deliverance of a lone maverick. From the cabins below, a dark elven man emerges and gets his first look at the Crown of the North. The skyline of castles and manors is broken up by the occasional gargantuan statue, towering over their neighbors. As his eye drifts to the waters below, he spies curious mermaids swimming alongside the ship as if to welcome its arrival. Durden Nireneth, a runaway from a clan of runaways, standing defiant in the face of defiance itself, as if the old rebels had become the new rule of law. A drow machinist and engineer of uncommon skill, who seeks a new life among the strange and wondrous locales of Waterdeep, the ideal place to lose oneself. The ship docks peacefully as the authorities come to greet the ship. You descend the docking ramp and await your turn to be processed and welcomed, but the look in the eye of the guard captain on duty warns of potential difficulties. "Hold there," warns the guardsman as you step to the front of the queue. "What business have you in our city, elf?" The final word drips with venom, not entirely unexpected, but unfortunate nonetheless. What do you do?
I'm looking to start anew. This is where my troubles began many years ago, indirectly, of course, and hoping to find answers.
He looks you up and down, kind of like, he doesn't seem to be really picking up what you're laying down, but he's seemingly unsatisfied with your answer. The guardsman lowers his hand to the pommel of his blade. "Oh, I'm afraid you'll have to," but he's interrupted by a hand on his shoulder. "Guardsman, I hope there is no problem," states a dark elven man, dressed in the finery of a bureaucrat, his hair trimmed and neat. His face is one you immediately recognize. You served as alongside Bimril for decades in Bragan Dartha. Already your past seems to have found you. "No, Lord Ambassador, we were simply doing our due diligence to..." Bimril holds a hand up, shutting the guardsman down in his tracks. "I ask that you do not hinder guests of the Luskan embassy during these delicate times. I will take him from here." Bimril looks at you and beckons as the guardsman sheepishly steps to the side. Your old comrade begins walking, but you catch his left hand communicating quick signals in Bragan Dartha's specialized hand signs. It's a gesture of peace. What do you do?
So I just kind of pull my hood up over my head and just kind of use the same signals to give him a thank you, but I must be on my way kind of vibes.
He looks at you, and like with the guard captain, he turns around and approaches you. And he whispers very lowly, "I cannot say I understand your motives, your actions, anything. Were you anyone else, I'd have taken you in and hand-delivered you to One-Eyed Jacks already. But your works have saved my life more than once, and I do not forget that." You see Bimril rub his shoulder, tending to the dull pain of a remembered old wound. "I will forget that I saw you this once. Do not expect me to extend you this courtesy again, Durden. If anything you knew fell into the wrong hands, things would be... well, I'd best not talk myself out of it. If you seek to get lost in the bustle, the castle ward is far from the worst place to do so. I would start at the yawning portal." He looks at you impatiently. It's clear that it is paining him greatly not to take you into Jarlaxle. Do you say anything?
This is where it began. This is where Jarlaxle changed, and not for the better. What he found in Waterdeep is what has plagued our organization for decades. Surely you see it. Surely you can't, at least part of you, miss the old ways.
At times. But then I think about the older ways. Whipped for the pleasure of a spider queen that dominates our people. I enjoy the measure of freedom that we've taken. Change as it may have. I'm sorry that you can't.
Progress is fine. I mean, obviously, my studies have been steadfast in my discovery of progress, but losing one's values and traditions is another, and I cannot stand for that.
So be it. Like I said, you were lucky it was me that found you. But you may want to take care.
Yes, and I appreciate it, and I hope that one day we can meet under better terms.
You and I both. Now, please. And he kind of nods you and then turns about to leave. So, after taking your leave of Bemeril, you make your passage to the castle ward under the comfortable cover of night. Soon, the sounds of carousing catch your ear. The yawning portal makes itself known to you immediately via its gilded sign and inviting aura. At last, this may yet be a place to begin again. Let's see. Next, we're going to Emily with Mystery. So, up at the top here. Night over the village of Undercliff is ordinarily inscrutably dark, with even those gifted with dark vision having trouble seeing past the rolling farmlands. This farming community, nestled in the side of the bluffs upon which Waterdeep rests, stirs with unfamiliar fervor this night, however. Torchlight brightens a darkened corner of the fields, where many figures donning black robes circle a stake built atop an unlit pyre. The so-called Lady of Mysteries, the goddess Mystra, is a whore! Shouts the leader of the congregation, who waves about a pitch-covered torch with fervor. Aye! A harlot, who gives birth to foul magics, and those who channel her via spells. Every corner of Faerun is corrupted with her bilge, her arcane filth. But tonight, we have captured and restrained one of her own. Behold the creature before us! The hooded leader points the torch at a figure tied to the stake. A dwarven woman with skin as gray as burned charcoal and eyes softly glowing like the flaming death surrounding her. Mystery Madblood, an oddity among oddities, a scion of the vast expanse below, an inheritor of the madness beyond her kin. A Dwergar braving the harsh world of the surface, which holds no love for her and her kin. Her fate now held together by soft winds blowing away errant embers from the kindling below. Have you any words of repentance, creature, before we send you back to your devious mistress? Shouts the rioting orator. Mystery, what do you do? What do you say? Tied up in the predicament that you are currently in.
I lean in and say, nah, I feel like I still have some more words left in me. Do what you will.
The mob's leader waves you off in disgust and turns back to the gathered crowd of fellow-robed figures and frightened farmers. See now what we do to propagators of the plague that is magic. See now the hand of man wrests control of the world back from foul sorcerers and demons from the depth. I banish you, creature, to the abyss with you! He turns about and flings the lit torch with all of his might, and it catches immediately. The flames spread quickly, and the heat rises even quicker. Sweat flecks your brow as you struggle against the ropes binding you to your death. You feel your skin tighten against your muscles, and the deadly touch of fire reaches the base of your boots. And then the harshest, most fortuitous cold wind blows against the pyre with the force of a hurricane. Wood creaks, members of the crowd stumble to their knees, and most importantly, the fire entirely blows out. Through the beads of sweat dripping down your eyes, you see another figure in red, walking into the midst of the crowd. An old man with a head of platinum white hair, hidden beneath a pointed red hat, with a beard falling to a point nearly a foot below his chin. The old man walks tall, his gnarled wooden staff more a statement of power than a walking aid. His left hand cradles a smoking pipe at his lips, and a jeweled blade with a golden handle, forged in the shape of a lion's head, hangs loosely from his lip. Hark, enemies of peace! Begone from this gathering afoul, lest I be forced to disperse thee with more unkind methods. The crowd pauses for a moment before the speech giver draws a blade. We do not fear your foul magics, wizard! Taste steel! He shouts, charging forward. The red wizard looks in his direction and offers him a smile, and in a blink the rioter is frozen in a solid block of ice. Gasps of shock erupt, and the crowd disperses in every direction. As they flee, you feel the ropes binding you to the pyre loosen and gently lower you to a standing position. You have this old man's apologies for not arriving sooner. That thou withstood their torments is a testament to thy fortitude. The wizard lowers the pipe from his mouth and offers his open hand to help you down to the grass, which actually leaves the pipe freely floating in the air. If safe passage thy require into the deep, prithee indulge an aged wizard, and allow him to guide thee to a place of warm hearths and fine company. What do you do?
I say, I mean, depends on the size of the warm hearths, but sounds good. And the second she gets down, to no one in particular, presumably the entire village, she puts her thumb on her nose, wiggles her fingers, and sticks out her tongue.
You hear the red robed wizard just like kind of chuckle a little bit, and he starts walking with you with his staff, just accentuating every one of his steps, escorting you towards the gate. Guided by the strange red wizard, you are shuffled through the gates of Waterdeep and across the streets and the canals. Your destination comes into view at last, a tall building upon which are draped many colored pennants and banners, many of which feature the blue and purple crest of Waterdeep. A gilded sign hangs just outside the doors. The Yawning Portal, it reads, and through the foggy windows you can just make out the giant well within that gives the tavern its namesake. It is here that we must part ways, my young friend, but despair not. Thou can take comfort in knowing that the innkeeper is a fast friend of many summers. He will aid thee in thy time of need, with means to acquire coin and lodgings to spend coin upon. I bid thee safe travels, for I do not travel all roads, and will not always have the fortuitous timing to chance upon thee. Fair winds and farewell now, daughter of the mountains. The red wizard steps away, and with a speed unbecoming of a gentleman of his age, your gaze turns back to the yawning portal, and a mischievous cackling fills your mind as you look upon it. Welcome home, the voice says. Welcome home.
A joy and giddiness that she has never felt before just takes control of her whole body.
And then, on to our last little vignette here. Oh my god, I just saw the fucking...
Yes. Quite the elaborate one.
That's awesome, holy fuck. Alright. Oh god, damn it, Jesus, that's awesome, holy fucking hell. Alright. So, Hastreth Silverheart. And when I say this is the longest one, I mean it, because it's a lot of talking. So, in the land of Mirabar, where the gold flows from the earth like water, human and dwarven hands are oft clasped in friendship and raised together to tunnel the deeps for the riches within. With riches, however, come those who covet it, and those who wish to take it for themselves. This is the tale that has shaped the story of dwarven kind for millennia. The tale of dwarven strength and dwarven steel, felling the enemies who would dare claim the treasures of the stout folk. Many songs sing of victory, but far fewer verse the truth, that for every standing dwarven clan in the realms today, a litany of ancient kingdoms fell to ruin before it. So great is the trove of lost dwarven history, that a number of holy orders dedicated to the Morden Salmon, the dwarven pantheon, have dedicated themselves to the preservation of dwarven culture and history, be it against the threats of the present or against the ravages of time. In a stone hall beneath the streets of Mirabar, a dwarven branch of the Order of the Gauntlet stands in congress, with a sole knight of the stout folk standing upon a dais between them. Sir Hastreth Silverheart, a devotee of the buried secrets and a guardian of the halls of the dead. A shield dwarf knight who bears his axe proudly before his brothers in arms, ready to do his part to shelter and preserve the glory of the children of Moradin. You watch from your position on the dais as the dwarf in the center of the surrounding audience chamber stands. Sir Yeslik Orothiar, his hair white and eyes cloudy with the weight of 3 centuries, leans his weight against his trusty warhammer and places a hand on the holy symbol of Clangeddon Silverbeard hanging from his neck. The head of your order speaks with a firm voice that defies the age that slows his steps. Sir Silverbeard, we thank ye for honoring the call to action. Here in the sight of our shield brothers on high, we commend your bravery in the face of the perilous quest before ye. The danger is great, but the rewards lying beyond your trials are far too great to ignore. The clanking of axe pommels and hammer hafts against the stone rings out like a choir of gavels, and Sir Yeslik continues. To the south lies the city of Waterdeep, and beneath it an underground kingdom known to many as the Undermountain. What is not known to most is that the Undermountain was once home to Clan Mellerkin, a powerful clan that once dominated the Sword Mountains and the tunnels beyond. Great was the wealth of Clan Mellerkin, yet greater still were the dangers facing them. After centuries of warring with the Drow and the Dwergar of the Underdark, their strength finally faltered, and the kingdom of Mellerkin fell to evil. They left behind a great hoard of gems, metals, and crafts of prestige, and the passage to their home was lost. However, our scouts in the Undermountain have reason to believe that the passages to the halls of King Meller have been found once more, and we have need of a strong dwarf with a heart of tempered by virtue to descend the mountain's depths to discover that which was abandoned long ago. The dangers will be many, the paths dark, for the Undermountain is ruled by an insane wizard by the name of Halaster Blackcloak. Yet should you prevail, a great artifact of our people may just lay in wait. The axe of King Meller, the axe of the Dwarven Lords, a symbol of Dwarven unification and a powerful tool in our quest to restore our people to their old glory. Knowing the dangers that await you in this foul place, and knowing the treasures that may be yet returned to their proper homes, what say ye to this quest, Sir Silverbeard? What do you do?
I'm ready for the task, Lord.
Then so be it! Sir Hasdrith, the Order of the Gauntlet salutes ye and your labours. Travel to Waterdeep and seek out the Yawning Portal. There you may find fellow brave souls willing to stand by ye in your quest. Go now with the blessing of Dumathoin, and may Clangeddon's will be done. The Knights of the Order stand to their feet and let out a unanimous shout of affirmation, the last cry of your brothers you hear before your departure. Travel to the nearby city of Waterdeep is swift and uneventful, and the walls of the City of Splendors welcome you on a cool, starry night. Following the locals brings you quickly enough to your destination, the Yawning Portal, a tavern among taverns, where generations of heroes have braved the depths that you were now sworn to delve yourself. With a prayer in your heart and Dumathoin's creed on your lips, you make your way through the door. Fuck off, Brandon. I was like, man, I wonder how he's gonna take this one. I wonder how he's gonna do it. And you have not disappointed. The blunts of our forefathers will be smoked in our halls. So,
You can't tell me that someone in all of our family lines didn't smoke fucking tons of weed. And spoiler alert, it might have been your parents.
oh yeah, the fuck. I know my parents have smoked weed. Come on. Anyway.
My parents were young adults in the 60s and 70s. They haven't confirmed it, but it'd be pretty hard to deny.
So, these 5 disparate travelers, that's the end of all the written content I had, but I hope you guys enjoyed those little scenes. These 5 adventurers, disparate in their origins, but common now in their unification inside the Yawning Portal, are now all sort of gathered in this raucous place. The Yawning Portal is, for a description's sake, it is a multiple-tiered tavern. It's sort of shaped like a donut with 2 circular balconies, a second floor and a third floor, overlooking the bottom with like a hole in the middle of each of these. This hole coincides with a massive stone well in the center of the ground floor, about 40 feet in diameter. What? Can I
They're all
help?
puking.
All right.
God
Very good,
damn.
Brandon. Yeah. So, yes, this massive 40-foot well, 40-foot in diameter well made of old stone. And so busy is it that all the tables are taken and all 5 of you are sitting at tables, not tables, at chairs pulled up to the edge of the well itself. You see in this well there's but a single pulley, like a winch, upon which hangs a large bucket, large enough it seems to fit a person in it. Each of you tending to your business as this surly-looking gentleman who is on the... Oh, God, I put you all on the map layer for some reason. Great. All right. We're starting off the layer bullshit early. Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's...
are we gonna move around this static picture that much?
So yes, this surly-looking gentleman who is seems to be polishing a glass, and he says, "Welcome to the Yawning Portal. What can I start you with today?" He says to none of you in particular.
Maybe one of your ales there, Durnan.
Fine choice, a fine choice.
Well, if one of your finest, I don't know, surprise me.
Surprise. Mystery?
Yeah.
Oh, Arnold, by the way.
Mystery is not really gonna look over, and Mystery's gonna be like, the hole.
Artos is gonna lean in and be like, look at the bartender and be like, look, just give me the most expensive drink that Volo can afford.
That I can do. And you, Master Elf?
Just whatever. Anything will be fine.
And he turns
And whatever he's getting will be on me.
Durnan nods at you, Ashling, and he steps away. He shuffles for a little bit, and Volo comes back to the well here to you, Ertosi, and says, "Ah ha ha! There's nothing quite like drinking on the edge of danger, yes? And good day to all of you, my new friends, who I do not recognize. Welcome to the Yawning Portal. I am, of course, Volo Famkadam, author of no small renown and a wizard of accomplished feats the world over, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our fair city."
Mystery has absolutely no idea who this guy is, and is kind of confused why he's talking to her.
Ashling has every idea who the fuck this guy is. Oh, of course, Master Volotharm. It's a pleasure to meet you. What do you mean, danger? And she slowly looks towards the well.
Ah, well, that is the draw of this entire tavern, you see. This here is the titular Yawning Portal, and he says as he waves his hand over the edge of the stone, he says, "Deep below here, there exists a great cavern, descending for what must be miles downwards. There the mad wizard Hallister rules over a cadre, nay, a gallery of beasts and demons, the likes of which you have never seen. And it is the bravery of adventurers, not unlike yourselves, I would wager, that keeps them back from crawling through the well and doing untold harm to the fair citizens of the city. In fact, one actually does crawl out every now and then, but that's usually taken care of by the clientele before it becomes a problem. Still, dangers abound, but treasures too. Tales of those who have come before you, and their lost artifacts in their wake. It is a veritable adventuring career unto itself. Indeed, there are many heroes that are born and die in Waterdeep, having never left its walls, yet attaining far greater glory than those who traipse the world of Toril about." He pulls
You had me at the first sentence, and I'm in.
What do
Yeah,
you?
with
what do you
every
know
word
about
he
this?
says, Mystery just vibrates harder and harder, and just like is looks further and further into the hole, just like, yes, 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 yes.
Hasrith, what were you saying?
And what do you know of this Hallister and these untold riches?
Well, it's the stories sort of change every now and then, because Hallister changes the dungeon every now and then. You see, Hallister, this, for what we do know of him, is this being of indescribable magical ability, and there are very few wizards in the realms that can claim to be his equal. And he has chosen this lovely, lovely death pit as his home. And just so as it is his home, he modifies it as is his whims. He changes the way that the tunnels go. He repopulates it with monsters from all over the multiverse. It is a new challenge for adventurers every year. And just as there are those who delve deep within and find riches, like old man Durnan himself back in his day, there are also those who do not make it so far, and unfortunately perish in the bowels of the Undermountain, and there they leave their own treasures for adventurers of the next generation to find. After all, it's going to waste if it's just sitting among skeletons, right?
At this point, Ertos sets his drink down hard and starts cackling. And he's just like, oh, Volo,
We're
tired
giving
of
them
them.
real bad.
He's like, oh, Volo, you and your stories, I never tire of them. You would have us believe that there's some maniacal evil wizard in this little hole in the ground.
The best stories
Oh,
have a
you
glimmer
do
of
come up
truth
with
to
the
them.
best ones.
Oh, but I assure you that it's all too real, my friend.
And what is
Mystery's
your
just gonna be
name?
you don't feel the energy coming out of the hole?
Sorry, this is I'm Ertos Filing the seventh. You've probably heard of my family before. We're quite
No.
famous as monster hunters
No.
ourselves. Although not really my thing. I much prefer sitting around and drinking my friend's money away and listening to his silly tales, and I'll pat Volo on the back.
Well, I kind of adjust his very poofy collar, by the way. He looks exactly like he does in Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, sir, there be some truth in what this Mr. Volo says.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's something down there. There's a dungeon, a hole, whatever it is. I just can't believe that the good old Durnan would let some crazy mad wizard live in his basement for all this time.
Oh, you never
Well-
let him. You can't control him.
All good stories have a measure of truth to them.
It's at this
Would
point.
you let a dragon live in your living room? No. You would accept that he's there and not hurting you.
Obviously, you've never met my family.
It's as you are talking about this, Durnan actually comes back with your drinks, and he's like, "Oh, Hallister is real. There's no doubt about that." He sets down the drinks that each of you ordered. I've probably encountered him more times than anyone else in this city, and every time he has made my life a little stranger for the fact. I'm one of the lucky ones.
You've seen him.
I have. As do many of those who delve deep within. Few live to tell the tale, of course, but there are a number of those who do have general descriptions. A man of wiry white hair that spews in all different directions, a robe that is affixed with multiple blinking eyes, and a scepter with each end decorated with the head of a dragon, and a face that you will never forget, with indelible madness that cannot be mistaken for anything else emanating from his eyes.
And why has he chosen you to allow be alive?
Perhaps he likes me, he says, and he kind of shrugs. If you want to go down there, it's a gold apiece for each of you. Up.
Mystery is immediately going through her bag, like, 1 gold, 1 gold, 1 gold.
And
Artos goes, I'll pay a gold to see each of you kill yourselves, and just pulls out his pouch of gold and slides 5 gold across the table. He folds up a coin and goes, Volo, are you in?
oh, good
Can't miss out on another story, eh?
Oh, good heavens! The last time I went down to the Undermountain, I ended up trapped in a small little gym for several decades. As a matter of fact, that was about the time whenever... And he starts, like, rambling off into, like, one of his many, many little things. He's like, and that was about the time whenever I had the idea for my newest romance novel. I've been foraying into the genre lately. And he's no longer talking to you. He's starting to talk to, like, other people in your general vicinity.
Yeah, I'll just shake my head and be like, it works literally every time. You take a drink, and you ask him to do literally anything.
And what about you, Mr. Anything? Durden says as he puts down, like, a glass of water for you, Durden.
He goes, well...
Yeah, he's talking to Durden.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Well, I will go down. If there's these treasures that you speak of, maybe there's something powerful enough to get for me to escape my past.
It's heavy, man. It's heavy. All right, well, and Durnan does pick up 5 gold from you. He counts your heads, and he says, "If all 5 of you are going down, you'll have to take turns in the bucket. Finish your drinks and make sure you have everything you need. And remember, it's another gold to come back up." As he says this, you see like a bunch of people leaning on their tables, like leaning forward, seeing you guys like declare your intentions to go down. And they're like, "Oh my god, I bet that they'll come back in a 10-day, minus 1 dwarf, and they'll have another elf with them. Oh, I bet that the noble lad is gonna come out with his head on a stake. They'll keep it as a trophy." They start to see additional gold being like thrown around in manners of bets as you guys see the bucket get shifted. Durnan is operating winch, and he puts the bucket in a stable location at the top of the winch.
Oh, Ashling is 100% gonna get in on this betting action. She's gonna muscle over to wherever they're clamoring about that shit and be like, 5 gold says we all come back.
I'll see you for that. Easiest 5 gold I ever made.
Earth's just gonna slide over to somebody at the bar. It can be a girl or a guy, whoever's the most attractive, and be like,
High or low?
Hi.
It is a dude. Congratulations.
Okay, yeah, he'll slide over and he'll go. And when we get back, I guess I'll need somebody to celebrate.
Positively, make a persuasion check for me. Fuck it.
Diversity win.
Horny
Fuck,
bored asshole.
My thing is fucked. 1 second.
It's all good. Mine's kind of fucked too. The chat, yeah.
I can't see the images at the top. There's like a thing over my. It's like a white bar. What is this?
That's
Very weird.
Let me...
1 second. Let me close the browser and reopen it.
It sounds like a you thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I can see your stuff just fine.
It's like literally a white box perfectly covering the
Also,
thing. All right, I got it now. All right, you said persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Where's persuasion?
It is alphabetized.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna.
Oh, very convincing part.
Yeah, this guy just sort of just like looks at you. He kind of locks eyes with you and raises a glass of wine to his mouth, drinking without breaking eye contact. He says, "Sure, if you come back, maybe." They all.
He says, "I've had worse odds," and skips over to the bucket.
I am imagining that Mystery is the first person in the bucket. Just get
Mystery
going...
is currently climbing into the bucket, like, on all fours on top of the fucking thing, like, fighting tooth and nail to make sure she's first, even though no one has challenged her for it.
So Durden is going to pony up to whoever is closest to him within the party. I don't know who that would be,
Probably
but just anybody.
That's just how I've garnered you guys.
Okay. He's like, "Sir, I have an easy cash grab for us."
Money isn't really my thing, but
well, here, take 5 gold from me and make this bet in my stead, and then bring me the gold once we have it.
Okay.
Bet anyone that the Dark Elf, myself, will meet his demise before he even begins the journey.
Artos turns around, looks at me and goes, "You're gonna off yourself right before we go? Feels like you're wasting my gold."
And I just wink at him.
Says, "All right, if it's yours." Artos turns around and just shouts, "Anybody want to bet that the Dark Elf bites it right now?"
You hear a bunch of people laughing, and this half orc actually he looks like a full-blooded orc in full plate armor, wiping what appears to be fresh, slightly green tinged vomit from his chin. Just like, "I'll put 5 on that," and he slaps 5 gold down on the thing.
And as this is going on, as he begins to make, actually probably a little bit prior to him, like Erdos yelling this out, Durden standing up on the edge of the portal and just kind of staring down. He's got jumper vibes.
All right.
And
It spawns so far down that your dark vision cannot see the bottom.
all right, he jumps.
All
And
right.
after a few seconds, he casts Featherfall.
Durden watches you. Durden watches you fall. Oh god, Durden and Durden. That's gonna be a problem. Anyway,
He's not going to be here for long.
Durden watches you fall, and he's just like, he paid his gold. The half-orc looks a little unamused, and then he and then he shoves 5 gold plus the 5 gold you bet back at you, Ertos.
Ertos takes it from him. Let's see here, 1 second.
Ow.
Double check and make sure I can actually do this. Ertos takes it from him, goes, "Thank you, lad, and I'll see you in a 10-day."
Mystery is the first who is currently
He gives
being...
him a little wave, and then just falls into the hole himself and does the same.
Why did we even pay if y'all are going to fucking jump?
Well, Durden will ask that you pay anyway, probably, but he'll actually, I think like Durden is
Charge
the type...
double.
Yeah, exactly, on the way up, like motherfucker. But yeah, I'm imagining you're casting Featherfall.
Yeah.
Okay. Mystery.
No, he's just straight up fucking killing you.
Erto's filing the 7th in the. He
doesn't wanna
He comes
actually
back
play this
next
game.
week. And then he's like, "All right, now we're playing the 8th." And every week he just.
Yo, I lie like me.
Oh man. Mystery. The bucket is lowered. It takes several minutes to get all the way to the bottom. As you were lowered, with your sense for stonework and knowing generally, you have a good sense for the being underground. You wager you're about 200 feet below ground as you reach the bottom, and as you hop out, the bucket goes back up, leaving Ashling and I'm still getting used to the characters' names. Hashdreth, who has been named this morning.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good, bud. I'm just teasing you. Which of the two of you go first?
Ashling's gonna raise a finger, now. Hold on to that money there for that bet we made. Just hold on. No payouts yet. Because she did bet that everyone is gonna make it back. And
I think he's not.
killed himself.
Yeah, he's not being a dick about it. I think everyone realizes that the half-orc just got conned.
I'll be back. She will step into the bucket.
Okay, and you are lowered, and quickly your lack of dark vision is immediately overcome with pitch blackness. The only light is the ever distantly growing opening of the yawning portal above, where you see several onlookers putting their heads in, but you can only see their silhouettes. You touch the bottom with your newfound companions, and the bucket goes back up. Sir Hasdrith, the bucket awaits.
I hop in and I say, "Come on, Molly." As I kind of forgot about the automaton.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played Deep Rock
The
Galactic.
fucking what?
So with me, I discussed with Tyler or whatever. So my item is a bag of holding, but it's in the form of a automaton. So if anyone's played Deep Rock Galactica, it's Molly. It's just it's such a good game. It is an amazing game.
Yeah, I want to play it. 'Cause Space Dwarves is exactly my shit. So it's just it's like a little mechanical backpack, it's a little Modron on a backpack, I imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm going to. I know I said you'd play it, and I don't want you talking to the automaton all the fucking time, but I think it'll say delving protocol initiated, commencing mission. Hail the word of Doomathoin.
And then I'll hop into the bucket.
All right, lowers you down. Is that a good voice for Molly?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Cool. Like I said, I haven't actually played the game, so I don't know what the characterization is.
Molly has no voice in the game.
Ah,
actually.
okay, got you.
You should just sound like Karen from SpongeBob.
That's pretty good. So,
So, Ashling is 100% going to start lighting a torch, and she's going to look around at those gathered, and she's going to say, "Wait, one of us is ill-equipped." And she's going to pull out a little stick, and she's going to point it at Isaac's drow. And Isaac, you're now smiling.
what, doesn't he have to make a saving throw?
I don't know. I need to look that up.
Yeah, I think he needs to make a saving throw on this.
Do you have a stick of smiling?
I may or may not.
Let me see here.
Is this the
Charisma
magic
save.
item you took?
What was that fucking thing? It's
Yeah,
like,
mayhaps.
it is a
you're
DC
never fully dressed without a smile or whatever.
Tyler wouldn't let me take a shit item. Wait a second.
No, hang on. No. What it was Brandon eschewed the 250 gold that he had and spent it entirely on common magic items instead of like
Oh.
armor and shit.
I mean, if you look at my inventory, I have, adventuring supplies, just not armor. And the only weapon I have is a dagger.
Oh my god.
So
I'm a bard. Eat my... You
Say,
know what?
Durden, I need you to make me a DC 10 charisma saving throw.
Or else the consequences are dire.
you can opt to fail. You can opt to fail.
Wait.
Oh no.
But I don't.
You
You
don't?
feel the corners of your mouth twitching.
Wait. So if you bought a bunch of magic items rather than armor and stuff, why a stick that makes people smile?
It's a fucking wand of smiles. It's a beautiful magical item.
Yeah, Durden, you feel the
You can
edges-
choose whatever you want, Abe.
Alright.
It doesn't have
I'm
to
not-
be
okay,
helpful.
I'm not king shaming.
This
He
is
could have been.
perfectly helpful.
He could have asked for a really fucking big rock, and if it's on the shop, you can buy a rock.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna king. I'll stop king shaming. My
That's
bad.
not a boulder. It's a
Alright.
rock.
And as you do that, he's like, all right, funny, and Durden is gonna pull out a little handkerchief from his lapel pocket and unfurl his portable hole, jump in it, and he's going to go ahead and put on his full suit of splint armor that is his magic armor and pop back out and fold his portable hole back up and says, "Now shall we continue on?"
Did you
That
have a
was
good
a-
time in the powder room, milady?
That was a
Artos
very
is-
good trick. And
Aratos
like,
is gonna pull out his mandolin. And go,
Oh, and for
Guys,
flavor, because
don't
it
let
is,
hang on
Oh.
one at a time. Go, Josh.
Yeah, Aratos pulls out his mandolin and goes, "Oh, friend, don't let him rain on your parade." And as he strums, a little thunderstorm appears above everybody and starts to rain. And everybody notices while they look wet, they're not actually wet. It's just a little illusion.
Isaac, go with the flavor.
yeah. So it is Guardian style armor, so it's got like the thunder gauntlets and bullshit. So it's just like little sparks and like thunder and like stuff kind of always surging through his arms.
Guardian style. I'm not. Is that a?
It's an armor thing. Basically, you change your
Destiny.
magic armor.
Okay. I'm sorry. I forgot that there were two different kinds of armor. Okay, so you're
Yeah,
a tanky
and
boy.
the Guardian one's the thunder and lightning.
Gotcha. We have
Very
a
frightening.
yeah, we have a very melee heavy party here. It's gonna be great. So let me see here. Yeah, so with this and the fact that Ashling is has lit a torch, Durden, you successfully keep yourself from being forced to smile. A shame. You guys get a good look at the room that you are currently in. It is a square room with only one exit. The floor is like kind of it's covered in a thin layer of sand, possibly like sediment from the stones above. However, there's also a particularly interesting array of shields covering every inch of the walls. Some of these shields look rather new. Some of these shields are cracked and positively ancient. Every one of them made in a different shape, a different size, different cultures. There's very clearly plenty of dwarven shields, elven shields that are like, instead of being blocky, they're like nice and slim. And most of these are covered in either scratchings, etchings, or graffiti of some sort. Most of them seem to like have a year accompanying them with like names. Others just have like fucking Glunk was here, etc. Every single inch of this room.
I'm gonna write my name on it, like scratch it in there.
Just choose like a random shield.
Yep, just start scratching.
Okay. You walk up to a shield and you see 15. I'm just trying to think in my head here. If we're currently at 1593. It is marked with the year 1520, Dale Reckoning, and it has 3 names on it: Nat, Jinx, and Squidly. And now it has the name Mystery.
Yeah. Perfect.
So I don't know that we've all, acquainted ourselves quite yet. I am Ashling. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Hi, Ashling.
It's an important part of getting to know each other. Don't be a prick.
I'm Hasdruth.
Mystery Mad
Well-
Blood at your service.
Well, Hasdruth and Mystery and Ashling will give a traditional dwarven greeting in Dwarvish. It's very nice to meet you. Ale, ale, mushrooms, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, mushrooms. I know those.
Rock and
The na-
stone, brother, rock and stone.
and
Yeah, basically.
And my name is Durden. You, human. I do believe you owe me 10 gold. Looking over at Urtos.
He says, yes, well, here's 8. And I'll keep 2 as a
Fine.
finder's fee.
Fine.
That little sound.
It's like a little baby.
It sounded like a little baby. What the fuck was that?
Don't know.
No one's gonna own up to the baby sound.
It was not me, I heard it too.
I mean, unless it's my house is haunted, because Desiree and Annalise are at her parents. So unless there's like,
It was definitely Abe. Abe, fess up.
No,
Do you have a child that you kidnapped?
I do not. Sorry.
Oh, what the fuck that was?
I was looking at Discord so I could know exactly who to blame in that moment.
Clearly, it was Hallister. All right.
Hallister
Anyways,
would make
no.
fucking noises.
Just go, anyway, the name, and singing is the game. And as he does, he strums the guitar, and little fingers come out and give everybody the finger guns.
I already hate this guy.
Little banner that says, "How do you do?"
there's
I
nothing.
genuinely hate this guy.
There's nothing wrong with little showmanship, my boy. I may
says,
seem flat, but flair is always welcome.
I wasn't saying that that's not
Oh,
something
yeah,
I would-
we know.
He'll come up and
Okay,
he'll come up and pat you on the chest, right square in the chest, like a little hard, and be like, "See, I knew I liked this one." Now, anyway, shall we? And he'll start walking towards the door.
Okay. And this is, unless there's anything else you guys have, Urtos, you meander your way over to, it's actually not a door so much as it is a entryway into a tunnel. Let me see here. One second. It seems to bend south before bending west. And into the dark, you stare and you hear you hear very little except for the very distant revelry that is happening above you, and then you just hear and that is where we will end the session tonight.
Yay!
All right.
Sweet.
Well, hope
So
you guys...
anyway, Durden whips out his pistols and starts blasting.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know that was very talky heavy, but I hope that was enjoyable.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I really like
I had a
doing stuff
terrible
like that.
time, and I will never forgive you for this.
That's fair.
Dude, I have so much hanging gold still.
Yeah, I know. I'm realizing I was like, yeah, what I'll do is I'll put them a little lower level than they should be, but I'll give them some rare magic items to compensate. And then you guys just have like a fuck ton of gold, and you guys have like Well, 2 of you have
Well-
rare magic items. The other 3 of you chose to go a little light.
But even the rare magic item I took is more flavor than function.
Is a portable hole a rare item? I thought it was uncommon.
Nope, it's rare.
Huh, okay, well then 2 of you. Well, that's still. And I mean,
Right.
As we were in the tavern, I started buying like I have so much fucking gold left over. Candles, mirror. So I am stocked up. I just don't have arms or armor.
so
The
I
problem
guess
I have,
I mean,
the
I
problem
only
I have
other-
is guns are stupid expensive. So to get this one pistol was just stupid.
That's why I took a crossbow.
yeah, well, it's backstory appropriate.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. So I actually realized that, like, in all that, we didn't actually go down the list. So I just want to, for like the purposes of future stuff, we've got Abe. Did you ever pick a paladin subclass? I know. I don't know if you like finished.
No, I have not.
Okay.
Oath of the bitch.
Oh, wait. Yes, actually, I have.
Well, is the oath of the bitch?
My God, it only
No,
sits
no,
there.
no. I
She's like, you know what? You're right. It is Oath of the bitch.
There's like devotion. There's crown.
This bitch.
Sorry, I literally closed out everything.
No, I understand. I'm just curious.
Oath of the Watchers.
Oath of the Watchers, interesting.
Yeah, that's the bitch one.
So,
Oh yeah.
He
obviously,
was gonna say it no matter what.
so yeah, so we've got Abe is playing Sir Hazardous Silverheart, the Mountain Dwarf Oath of the Watchers Paladin. Brandon is playing Ashling, Human College of Lore Bard / potential sorcerer, future sorcerer. Emily is rolling around as Mystery Madblood, the Dwergar Hexblade Warlock. Isaac is Durden Niraneth, the Drow Armor Artificer, and Josh is Ertos Fineland the 7th, Human College of Valor Bard. It's a fun
You know
little.
what's
Go ahead.
what's really funny?
What's that?
I thought about giving him a second class and making it a ranger.
Oh, God, just 2 levels in range. The complete opposite of Luffy.
I know we joked about what if I just played Luffy again. But
You fucking prick. For those of you who were not in that group, Josh's character from the original Candlestick arc, so everyone ended up hitting level 20. I think like the distribution was like Mark's character was like a barbarian like 11 and a moon druid 9 or something to that effect. Isaac's character Jermong was he was Arcane Trickster 17 and Hexblade Warlock 3. And then over here, like both of those very fine multi-classes, we had Jermong use Intelligence for his Hexblade stat. And then over comes Lufir, who's like, yeah, I'm 18 levels in Ranger, and I took 2 in Bard because, I don't know.
because I wanted to play an instrument.
It's literally... And he put the 2nd level in there, too. Didn't give him shit. I think he got like he got his fucking Jack of all trades, and that was all he got out of that.
Yeah, but you know what? The Jack of all trades ended up being really good, so like...
Yeah, well, I'm glad that, I think this is going to be a fun little gang. I just like to go over is, if there's anything anyone wants to talk about their characters or whatever, like, or anything you took that's fun that you haven't shown off yet, or if you want to wait to show it off in the dungeon, that is entirely fair. It's, it's there. I enjoyed this little gang. I'm very excited to see where we go with this.
So Durden and I had a hard time pulling this off. I'm still trying to get into it, but his vibes are very much a just kind of quiet and kept to himself until it's showtime, essentially, and then going back to his past in organizations. Then he becomes
Back to the
he has
past.
he has
Right back.
he has a little bit of flair, and it's a little bit of a showman, but only when it's that time.
Right.
And I alluded to it, but I didn't do it well. I mean, we got plenty of time to learn the character, but
right, we didn't get into his element yet. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Actually,
Basic-
just sad boy
basically,
because
yeah.
he was like, escape my past, and she was like, I'm gonna use the fucking wand of smiles on you, my friend.
yeah, no,
The comic
it's
foil.
more so It's more so not that he's a sad boy as much as he's just apathetic until it's showtime.
Urtos is
Sounds
just,
like
he's
me.
Oh,
loud, talk first, do second. So I mean,
Also sounds like me.
yeah, talk first, do second, think third. So
no
we're
wonder.
really prioritizing correctly here.
No fucking wonder he's friends with Volo.
Yeah, exactly. He's like definition like Volo simp probably, like where he knows Volo, he's probably known Volo for a while through like family connections or something.
Oh yeah, Volo at this point is like around 250 years old. He looks like he's in his 40s and has for a long time, but yes.
He probably looked at Volo at a young age and said, you know, that guy's got it figured out.
I can't help but the part of what I like about Forgotten Realms is like how shit is constantly falling apart at the seams. There's an apocalypse every other weekend, and yet also shit is incredibly stagnant, and these fuckers just will not die. Durnan is over 250 years old. Volo is over 250 years old. I don't know why the fuck Mert the Moneylender is still around, but like he sure the fuck is.
I like how hand-wavy your excuse is, too. It's like, oh, there's some magic fuckery. Everybody's still here.
Durnan actually does have a large stockpile of youth potions from his time delving in the Undermountain. That is not a joke. That is the actual explanation.
When Elturel burned for the 7th time, everybody lost like 10 years.
Yeah.
We had a good look.
Like...
I put a couple Forgotten Realms characters that I enjoy in there. There was the mysterious Red Wizard, wonder who that is, who saved Mystery. Volo is there in Urtos' thing. And actually the head of Hasdrat's order is actually Yeslik Orothier is actually a party member from the first Baldur's Gate game, who I think got the short end of the stick because he's the dwarfiest dwarf ever, and I wish they used him more, and they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that the first time we saw Elminster, he was just like Deus Ex Machina to save our friends.
That is how you should use Elminster, is the thing.
Well, it's just funny. It's like we literally have not even talked about him. Like, most powerful wizard in the whole multiverse. We haven't mentioned him once.
Well, it's because I never thought I'd use him, but then I was like, who could help? Because I was like, I had it in my brain. Mystery is gonna get burned at a stake. That's an awesome introduction to a character. How the fuck is she gonna get out of it? Elminster, duh.
Yeah.
The thing with Elminster is that he is so absurdly fucking powerful. You could drop a meteor on him, and he probably would just like cough.
It's like Mordenkainen, right?
Mordenkainen,
like,
yeah. But even if you
Mordenkainen.
managed to kill Elminster, Mystra would just get really, really pissed off about it, and then smite you and bring him back anyway.
Yeah.
And so, like, he works best, I think, if he's constantly tending to the fact that the Forgotten Realms is falling apart at the seams at all points in time, and only really him and, like, Drist and shit are keeping that from falling apart. But he also just has the time to walk around and just be like a general nuisance to solve like little plot dilemmas. He is a walking plot device, and he should be used as such, I think, and I love him. Fuck, the fucking Elminster books are so fucking weird. Read the Elminster books, guys. It shows off how Ed Greenwood is a horny old man. Oh, man.
Not to say aren't we all, but no, we definitely all are not.
Oh man, it's just like, you won't trick me, Ed Greenwood, I won't read your books. And it's like, but don't you want to hear about how the drowned matron mothers punish their unruly slaves? That's like every one of his books. It's really funny. Oh, God. Alrighty, thank you guys very much for playing. I'm looking forward to this. I just need to do some testing with the dynamic lighting, which, Emily, you're going to be my guinea pig for that sometime this week.
Yeah.
And hopefully the dungeon will run itself. Like, really, I have the book. The maps are made for me. So the prep has been cut down to essentially zilch. And that is, I think, what we need right now. And we can just plonk at this for weeks and weeks until someone is like, hey, I'm ready to do something. That's Brandon, if that's whoever. That's Brandon. No, I'm fucking... but seriously, like... if whenever you want to start Strahd, or if you want to do long term, whatever the fuck, like, you know, this is something that could be shelved whenever. All right.
Forcibly convert everyone to another gaming system.
We'll do that on an off day or something like that. I'm not at all opposed to playing other shit, but like I also don't want to give up my Tuesday for it. That's just where I am because D&D is my fucking hyperfixation, and I can't help myself.
Brandon, we're gonna do it during the wedding, so you won't do it. Oh god. Oh yeah, we tried this other one. It was super cool.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Well, at least you tried it.
I should probably do that. I should probably work on that. Candlestick Live is almost certainly going to be, if we even end up doing it, because this planning shit is exhausting, guys.
Yeah, when you were like, we're gonna do this and this and that and this, I'm like, does he realize that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Tyler hasn't been taking that active of a role in planning until like the last couple of weeks, and I think he's realizing like there's a lot of things that need to get done, and it's not fun.
I know. I really like.
Do I actually need to email them about me attending, or is it just assumed?
It's assumed. Like we're not.
Guys
It is
know.
assumed. It's
Emily,
just so my
would you
mom
like
can get a
me-
list, but I can
Emily,
like
would you
literally
like-
go in the thing and put you as attending right
Oh,
now.
See,
okay, yeah, you
I
could
put
do
that
that
I was
really quick,
attending
okay.
because I didn't know I was in it.
We
Well,
leaned about it, and I didn't send it, and I
yeah, Isaac, I'm sorry.
because
I
that
think
would have been.
I think what happened was like, so this is how I remember things, and I probably didn't speak up enough about this, but what it was I was originally gonna have my friend. I should probably end the stream so I don't call out this guy.
My friend, insert
Dox
full
everyone.
name and house
My friend.
location.
We'll continue
Josh
next time.
Noble.
Dungeon of the Mad Big. All right, his last name's on the stream now. Thank you. All right.
Like no one's gonna find it, but if someone finds it,
This man
Jesus
just
Christ.
doxed me.